Dadashmasaram hridayam batedam yadagrihyamane harinamatheyai navikriyeta yada vikaro netre jalamagatra ruheshu harshaha. Certainly the heart is steel frame which, in spite of one's chanting the holy name of the Lord with concentration, does not change when ecstasy takes place. Tears fill the eyes and hairs stand on the end. It's a very beautiful shloka. So many things to learn. Basically it means that just like a doctor, he is giving medicine, correct? And here too, we are not sure the medicine is perfect or not, and there are adverse reactions also. ADR. I hear those words. So anyway, even though we have adverse, but in Krishna consciousness, we are not designed the meditation. Prabhupada used to say, don't be mad. Can't you understand the power of this movement? Just by taking to the process of Krishna consciousness, people are forgetting they are Indians, Africans, Russians, they are all Brahmabhuta. They are coming to the spiritual platform blissfully enjoying Krishna consciousness, correct? Otherwise, how they are forgetting? It's not possible to forget. People are so attached to the so-called bodily identification. So it is, the shloka is a reminder actually that we have to get rid of the offenses to the holy name of the Lord for holy name to take effect. Just like even any experiment is done, there is something called control conditions. They should be there. Otherwise the experimentation will not work. Similarly, the process of Krishna consciousness, in the beginning stages we say, the 4 regulative principles and we chant Hare Krishna, that's okay. But then as person becomes more serious, we say there are, receive the holy name properly, there are 10 offenses. It's like more fine-tuning. We are doing devotion service in a way it is pleasing to the holy name of the Lord. Nama Prabhu. And if it is not done, even though we may be practicing Krishna consciousness, Chaitanya Charitamrita says for billions of years we can chant Hare Krishna, we will not find any effect. If we are doing devotion service, but it is displeasing to the Lord. Just like you are giving burnt chapati, you can keep giving crores of years. It will not satisfy Krishna, correct? But you give one nice chapati with, properly cooked and with ghee, that, like a food, somebody gives you food. Even sometimes we give prasadam, little sweet rice. That little itself is fully satisfying, correct? But if it is not cooked properly, something and burned and not put salt or so many hours, it is old. You give one bucket of it, you will not be satisfied. Correct? Somebody gives you one bucket of khichdi, 3 days old. Even he gives one bucket, is no use. Or somebody gives you something fresh, nicely cooked, hot, and even little, and we feel so nice, we can have more, or even that gives us satisfaction. So similarly, Krishna is also a person. When you do devotion service to Him in a proper way, in a proper attitude, even little is so pleasing to the Lord. Therefore it is said, once chanting of Hare Krishna, you can go back to God. Just once. So Krishna, once, you go back to God. It is done properly. They said that much sins you can't commit, as much once chanting of the Krishna name can have effect. But we have been chanting, and still all desires are there as it is. Because it is not, Krishna is not at all attracted to our devotion service. Because naturally we are devotees of Krishna. Prabhupada says, what is difficulty? It is so easy, Krishna conscious process. Just meditate, Krishna is my Lord. Keep thinking that. Krishna is my Lord, Krishna is my Lord. It's not. There is no loss in doing that kind of meditation. But we don't know. We can't even imagine the kind of gain that we are going to get. And it's not, we may be fools, but it's the authorization of the great acharyas. Just like Madhvacharya, we already went. Srila Prabhupada, we all know. Actually, Acharya, the Guru, represents all the acharyas. He representing not only Krishna, he represents all the acharyas. The Prabhupada says, why? Guru cannot be two. Guru is only one. No two gurus can speak in a different way. Moment we see two people speaking in different way, either one is wrong or both are wrong. Correct? It is not possible. So we visited the place of Madhvacharya, now we are going to the place of Ramanujacharya, but if you study the teachings of Ramanujacharya, same. Acharya's teaching cannot be two, because they are bona fide acharyas. Their teachings are same teachings. But so powerfully presented, that is why we have to know. See, it is very simple. If you don't have something, you can't give. If I have 10 rupees, I can give you 10 rupees. If I have 1 rupee, I can't give you 10 rupees. Correct? It's not possible. So similarly, in the same way, Krishna Shakti vina na hoy parivartana. If you do not have Krishna consciousness, how can you give to somebody? Can you give if you don't have? Forget Krishna consciousness. Even the basic realization that I should not do sense gratification. These are all basic things. If you have that realization, you can give to another person. Krishna consciousness is a very big thing. I am just saying very basic thing. Therefore, Prabhupada says an unqualified guru, forget about delivering himself, cannot even pull his devotees out of the harassment of the three modes. He can't pull because he is himself harassed. How he can pull? So when you have something, you can give. If you don't have, you can't give. We should be very clear about this. Correct? Therefore, if you want, there was, I told you the example, once Prabhupada was in a place and they had a huge program in that town, and very ecstatic program, and a lot of people appreciated. Somewhere in Madhya Pradesh, I think, Indore or somewhere, people appreciated like anything, and many people requested after Prabhupada's lecture and Kirtan that why don't you have a center here and all. In that place, some other spiritual organization was very prominent. It's another kind of, don't want to name them, it's a recorded class. Another kind of bogus organization actually. Prabhupada said so many things if I tell more. Prabhupada said openly it's a prostitution organization. House of prostitute. The name of organization, it's a Prabhupada said. Some organization where girls are trained to become brahmacharinis. Now you get a hint. So anyway, Prabhupada bogus. Even hearing the name Prabhupada, bogus. So anyway, the disciples are talking to Prabhupada, and that Prabhupada, they are also, very, it happens, when you're prominent in somebody's place and somebody does a big program and they are being, you get a bit envious. So they are also planning to do Hare Krishna Kirtan there very soon in the same, they had some place which, just like we have the Bal Bhavan or something, some place which was on rent. Anybody can take it on rent. So Prabhupada said, yes, they can do, but it will not be effective. How could Prabhupada say like that? So the reason is this. Prabhupada said, my disciples, he continues. He says, my disciples have realized the purifying power of the holy name. What they have realized? The purifying power of the holy name. And therefore it will be effective. And if you do not purify ourselves first, how you know the holy name is purifying? First you purify yourself, no? If you yourself are chanting holy name and you are purified, then how you can tell somebody? When you are convinced about something, that speech is different, correct? Suppose somebody has tasted the sweet rice and it is so nice. Or say you have gone to America and you're telling us America is so nice, and some other person has read in some book and is telling, there is a great deal of difference. You have seen it. One person is just theorizing, other person is practically speaking. Now, I'm not saying America is nice, but materially, yes. Those people are harassed. Recently we had in college some students, I was asking, sir, one bus load is going to Goa. I said, see, Goa is a sin city of India. Just like in America, there are some places called sin cities. The city is known as sin city. Everybody goes there to do sinful activities only. I also remember in college days, we was also gone. From landing to end, we only did sinful activities. It is meant for sinful activities. Places are meant for sinful activities. So you decide. You want to go to sin city or you want to go to Vaikuntha. You decide. So we have to make the decision. And after that, what I did, I told the description of hell. There says, sir, hands and legs were shaking when you were telling that. Because Bhagavatam tells actually. Bhagavatam tells a wonderful description of hell. For every sinful activity, the punishment we can't even imagine. Cannot even imagine. What terrible punishment is there. Yeah? Therefore, actually, we have no freedom. We have no freedom. We have no freedom. Just like in a traffic laws, you obey traffic laws voluntarily, that's nice. If you don't obey, you'll be kicked. So similarly, we have no freedom to serve Krishna, not to serve Krishna. But voluntarily, if we come forward, everybody worships Krishna. One shloka says, today we are hearing the morning class. Everybody worships Krishna. But devotee worships Krishna voluntarily with pleasure. And if he is fortunate, he even experiences his advanced symptoms. What we are discussing in this, we will go to the purport. But a non-devotee, he refuses to worship Krishna. And then what happened at the end of life? He has to worship. Worship means first he offer everything. Everything he has to offer to Krishna. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. Here we are offering little. One ghee lamb. At the time of death, a devotee offers voluntarily. My Lord, I offer to you. But what happens? For a non-devotee, he doesn't want to offer. He is forced to offer. At the time of death, everything. Krishna arpanam you have to do. You have to go. So in that way, Krishna says, Mrityu sarva haraschaham. I take away everything. So he sees Krishna at the time of death. And another way why he sees Krishna, because he thinks he is independent. Why a non-devotee does not worship Krishna? He thinks he is independent of Krishna. Correct? Independent of Krishna. All the success books, what the teachers? How to become hero? Are you idiot? Hero means to become more dependent on Krishna. Correct? Therefore Prabhupada says, no? Pandavas by all good luck are completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord. That is the fortune. When today our conditioning is such, when we see somebody with little opulence, little beautiful wife, some respect in the society, we think he's so successful. Actually, immediately comes to our heart, he's so fortunate. Doesn't it come? Somebody goes in a war. That's our condition. Let us, because we can't, unless we understand where we are, how we will progress. We see anybody opulently situated with some instruments for sense gratification or opposites, and so fortunate he is. Correct? Somebody we see iPhone 5s. So fortunate. Why Krishna has blessed him with all those things? And we get envious on top of it because we think we are more qualified. That is what the teaching comes. But actually a devotee has to be free from this all kind of harassment. And then only he can come to the platform. Therefore Prabhupada says the neophyte stage, we have to do, very important in the neophyte stage, strictly we should do devotion service, deity worship. We should not neglect it. It's very important. In advanced stage, doesn't matter. Advanced devotee can, like Madhavendra Puri was sitting in Vrindavan and Hare Krishna, he's chanting, not even eating. And Krishna personally came to give him milk. Therefore, at that stage, does not matter. Haridas Thakur never entered the Jagannath temple. Does not matter. Correct? Because he was Muslim, he was barred from entering. Doesn't matter. You're sitting and peacefully chanting, and Lord Chaitanya used to daily give him darshan. Jagannatha himself is coming to give him darshan. Therefore, in advanced stage where you can see Krishna personally or Krishna personally is talking to you, where is the need to go to a temple? But for our stage, the neophyte stages, it is yes, it should be there. So now what happens is that is our condition. We should know where we are situated. So we get enchanted. That is neophyte stage. The Prabhupada said, don't remain on that stage. Don't remain on that stage also. In the sense that the next stage, Madhyamadhikari, is Ishvara tadadineshu balisheshu desheshu cha prema mayatri kripaopeksha yakaroti cha Madhyamaha. Then the Madhyama stage is able to relate to the devotees. The second stage. Oh, they're offering service to Krishna. They're so happy. And then he's able to relate to the Lord. He's able to relate through the Lord, not directly. Through the Lord, he's able to relate to the devotees. Oh, nice. You're doing so nice service to Krishna. He encourages the devotees in devotion service. So now, let us take some from the purport, overall essence we got. The first thing Prabhupada is saying here is that Krishna consciousness, as explained by Shukadeva Goswami, is very carefully explaining as a gradual process. Step by step he has explained as a perfect teacher. First thing he focused And how do you know? We all know the shloka. What is the shloka? Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagwan Ishvaro Hari Shotavya Kirtatavyascha Smartavya Ichatam Abhayam. Correct? And we can quote everything very easily now. So, this is the new book reader, iBooks. It has come now. So, all this is much better. You see the whole thing is much better. So, this is, so he said basically, if you want to be saved from the fearful condition, or hell or next life as an animal or a dog, as a cat, we have to come to touch of ground. That if you want to be saved from the fearful conditions, what you should do? Because he was in a fearful condition. Death was about to come. Snake is about to bite him. Correct? If you want to be saved from the fearful condition of in our own life, so many fearful conditions are coming, and next life we don't know where, which hell we are going. There are 23 varieties. Bhagavatam has explained them in elaborate. So we don't know which one or all of them will go. So if you want to be saved, actually if you see the condition for what? A guest comes to your house and look at him with unwelcome eyes. Your eyes are plucked in one kind of hell. You can't even imagine. If you have some nice thing to eat and without sharing with others, you go and sit and eat in an isolated place, another kind of hell. A grahastha doesn't go outside and say if anybody is hungry before eating, another kind of hell. If you go to the list, you are finished. And for sinful activities, these are all, we thought small things. For all these also hells are there. And for sinful activity, there is no end to it. Terrible punishment. Terrible punishment. So you have eaten meat any time in your life, yes, be ready. You will be cooked. You will be cooked. With a yatana sharira, all the punishment happen in yatana sharira. That's why when I was explaining to them, sir, and the legs were shaking, they were telling. So, yatana sharira is such that you experience all the suffering, correct? You will be cooked, nicely fried in oil, but you will not die. You suffer the pain of being cooked, but you will not die. And then, what are the other ones? There is some, you are put in some lake of some obnoxious things where worms will eat you or something. Terrible it is, The vultures will come and pluck out your intestines, one by one. So many are there. You can read at leisure. Go to 5th canto of Bhagavatam, towards the end description of hell. Why Shukadeva Goswami has given us? Yes, it is needed, It is needed. It is needed. Just like sometimes they tell, anything, if you don't take medicine, this, what is going to happen? Then it becomes serious. So it is needed actually. These things are needed. So he says, you want to be saved from the fearful conditions of life. What you should do? Shotavya kirtatavyascha. Keep chanting. You'll be saved. And then ichatam abhayam. Kirtatavya, smartavya. The three primary processes of Krishna consciousness. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. He says, please do if you want to be saved. What he says? Shotavya, Kirtitavya, Smartavya. These three. Hear about the Lord, glorify the Lord, and think about the Lord. If you do this, the first step. Okay, start. And then next, it goes to the there was a discussion of the universal form. We read about that, correct? He talked about Devata worship also. And then he says that if you want this facility, go to this Devata. If you go to this facility, go to this Devata. Because but then he says, if you want actually, whatever desires you have, does not matter. Akama sarvo kamo va moksha kama udaridhi tivrena bhakti yogena ijeta purusham param. Okay. And then next after that, in this chapter, you see how gradually it's developing. An acharya can watch out another acharya. Just like you are a good engineer, civil engineer, or somebody is planning a construction, you can walk out how he's systematically doing things, correct? First he made a foundation. You're watching because he is developing things properly. Similarly, Shukadeva Goswami also is doing his work as an acharya. Prabhupada as another acharya can point out, see, he's going systematically. We never saw that. For us, every shloka we get lost. We can't see overall how things are going on. Correct? He noticed. So now in this chapter he talked about Vidhi Bhakti. He didn't say. He said the legs which don't go to the temple, what is the use of the legs? They are like trees, useless. Hands which don't clean the temple of the Lord, what is the use of those hands? Even though the hands were decorated with bangles, he said, they should be used to clean the temple of the Lord. And the head, which doesn't bow down to the Lord, big turban is there on that head, he will drown faster only because he got the pride. He described all those things. And the eyes which do not see the beautiful forms of the Lord, they are like peacock plumes only, waste. And the ears which don't hear the glories of the Lord are like the snake holes. Nicely described. Basically, this is describing Vidhi Bhakti, that use everything that we have, hand, legs, ears, eyes, nose also, which is does not smell, tongue, if it does not taste the tongues of the frog, like that it went on. So basically all the angas of the devotion should be used for the devotion service of the Lord. Now he is coming to the heart. Next, because heart or the mind is the seat of everything. Correct? When you refer to the heart, we are referring to the mind. You are not referring to the pumping organ. That we have nothing to do. We are referring to the mind. So he says that now stress in relation to the mind. You see that? It's caught. He says Vidhi Bhakti by limbs of the body, that is eyes, ears, nose and hands and legs, already explained herein before, is now stressed in relation to the mind. And then now Prabhupada is saying it is expected that by all means, by discharging regulated devotional service, one must manifest change of heart. That should be manifest. Otherwise, it's like a doctor gives all the medication, everything, and he comes next day, correct? He puts thermometer and sees what is the temperature. If after all the medication still 105-degree temperature, means something is wrong, correct? Something is wrong. Even patient should think, 105-degree, 1 month over medication is going on, something is wrong. But here, nothing can be wrong because Krishna, medicine has been given by Krishna. Correct? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Ya hoita sarvasiddhi tumara, or the Sashtastika, the beginning verse, not the end verse. End verse is Yatha tata vidadadu lampato. Forget that. 8 is the highest stage. The first one is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Now, Darpana Marjanam is not happening, heart is not becoming purified. The things which are not conducive to my devotion service, which are not favorable to my devotion service, are not going away from my heart. And I have been chanting day by day, years are passing, decades are passing. What is happening? A person should be serious actually. Okay? So by all means, one must manifest the change in the heart. Correct? And now let us see. If the reaction does not take place, even after continuous hearing and chanting the holy name of the Lord, it may be considered due to the offenses only. The holy name is not happy with our chanting. Just like if suppose you go your home and they have made, wife has made nice plate, everything and all. It's nothing force. If they do not offer a proper attitude, you may not accept it. Correct? They make chappan bhog for you. Let us take our own self. And it is not offered. Some of you go to a friend's place and he has made chappan bhog. He has made 100 of items. Just like you went recently to one feast, 100 of items, last Sunday, correct? And if it is not offered, correct? So much affection is offered. If it is not offered as affection, you can eat somewhere. Till we are invited, we didn't eat also. We were waiting when we were invited. That's how it is. If somebody doesn't invite, you can eat somewhere. We better go. So similarly, Prabhupada says, you cannot say that I made chappan bhog, Krishna must eat. Lakshmi sahasra sada samvyavase vimana. Prabhupada, what you will offer to him? How limited can serve the unlimited? How it is possible? It is not possible. Krishna is unlimited. And millions of Lakshmi, not 1, 2, millions of sahasra sata. That means, crores and lakhs of Lakshmis are ready with wonderful offerings. And who can imitate Lakshmi? Lakshmi is even Brahma is worshipping her. And she is making every day nice item. Radharani, Adi Lakshmi, is cooking wonderful items for the Lord. And here he is being served with so much love. Why he should take your offering? There is no need for Krishna even to look at that. Correct? Amara is a different issue. If you don't go home and don't accept chapan bhog, you have to starve. Go to hell. I'm not going to cook for you now. Go to hell, starve. Or you have to go to a hotel now and eat something. But Krishna is not like that. Millions of devotees are waiting to offer him service. So what he does not, we should be fully convinced Krishna does not need our service. Not he has to, he is dependent on me. No sir, he does not need your service. But when we are offering, the Prahlad Maharaj explains, and I can just philosophically tell. If you realize when you tell, it affects. When you philosophically tell, we're just paving way. Acharya is there, Prabhupada has told. But the real benefit comes when you realize these things and we tell. Prahlad Maharaj says that actually when you decorate your own face and you look at the mirror, what happens? The reflection also looks beautiful. So similarly, when we decorate Krishna, we also become blissful in a symbolic way. We also feel so beautified. So in the same way, so we have to take care. The offenses are not there because there is no need for Krishna to accept our service. There is just no need. So offenses means the service is going on, but it's not being offered favorably. Anukulya. What are the two words? Bahirmukha, Sevonmukha. Correct? Sevonmukha is Jivado. So Sevonmukha and Bahirmukha. Sevonmukha with Krishna, please take, with sincere appeal. And Bahirmukha means you keep it and your head is somewhere else. Want to take, you take. Krishna said, throw on your face, get lost. That is what we can see today, our situation. So that is our condition, no problem. But not to stop. And Prabhupada said, this is the opinion of the Sandarbha. This all has been discussed by Jiva Goswami and also discussed by other Acharya. The Bhava stage, the 8 symptoms are there, and now Prabhupada talks about these are all discussed in Nectar Devotion. Prabhupada says, what happens actually now that we are offering devotions with the offenses and you're not growing. It happened to this our own movement. Lord Chaitanya and the Shad Goswamis and their followers were all in topmost platform of devotion service, and they were worshipped in whole of Bengal practically, because such advanced symptoms they were developing. And within something like 200-300 years after discipline of the Lord Chaitanya, 20 kind of deviations manifested. All were basically hypocrites and addicted to different kind of wrong conceptions or wrong habits. All because of offenses to the holy name. They lost, and then because you are a great grandchild of some Acharya, whole society is coming to worship you. But at the heart, there is no pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord. You start showing pleasure which actually does not exist. That is one. Or you are showing pleasure, not knowing what you are having is a reflection, not the real thing. See, reflection and the real thing look same. Just like reflection of sunlight on water, there is also appearance of a sun there. But it is not the sun. So therefore, Rupa Goswami discusses there is called shadow pleasure. Real pleasure and shadow pleasure. So we need an Acharya to be able to discriminate between shadow and real. But Prabhupada says it's very easy. Sometimes it is imitated by the mundane devotee, that is called Prakita Sahajiyas. Sahajiyas means they make everything cheap. Without Anukulena, without going through the Vidhi Bhakti, they think they have come to the topmost platform. Therefore Prabhupada says sometimes, the person is not fit to be a disciple and is posing as a spiritual master. He is not fit even to be accepted as a disciple. Correct? But he is posing as a spiritual master. That is called Sahajiya. He is making all the things cheap. But the pseudo symptoms are at once detected when we see the pseudo devotee addicted to so many forbidden things. Then you know this is not possible. Easily we know this is all hypocrisy. They're sometimes even affected by the reflection. Prabhupada is talking about what reflection of the transcendent symptoms, but they do not give up the forbidden habits. They become hopeless cases for transcendental realization. Just like as a doctor, you are giving treatment to somebody. Some cancer treatment is going on and you have already taken one lung is out. They can remove one lung. With one lung person survives. One lung is already out because of cancer, fully sada gaya, and it becomes black actually, and it has been removed. One lung is remaining and is still smoking. What the doctor will say, you are a hopeless case for treatment. We did some major operation and all, and still you are. So they probably saying similarly, even though they may be seeing reflections, they will not come to reality unless they give up all nasty habits, forbidden habits, and they become hopeless cases for transcendental realization. So sometimes, now Prabhupada talks about advanced, a different color. Red I put for danger, green is for encouragement. Sometimes they are visible. Red light is over now, green light. Sometimes they are visible even in the body of first class, not visible in the body of first class devotee because of circumstantial reason. Prabhupada gives the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he came to meet Ramananda Rai and they were discussing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in ecstasy because Radharani is meeting his important Sakhi. Ramananda Rai is one of the chief Sakhis of Radharani. That is the reality. And she, all transcendental symptoms of bliss manifest in the body of Lord Chaitanya. But outside they were Brahmanas only. But just like we see doing all regulations, so many, not only Smartha, even we saw other place also, more attached to the rules and regulation, not knowing about the direct pleasure of devotion service. Sometimes it is very, sometimes some Brahmanas also, Vaishnava Brahmana, this rule is there, that rule is there. But we see, that Prabhupada saw in America, his own devotees, Prabhupada, they were in bliss chanting Harinama. Prabhupada introduced the deity worship. But when the Indians, Hindus came to know, there may be so many pious because they are coming to temple finally. They are not idiots, they are coming to temple at least. When they saw the devotees making some mistake, right hand, left hand, before this, after this, some mistake. Oh, Prabhupada, this mistake, that mistake. Prabhupada said, that's okay, that's all okay. They are just getting trained up, they learn. He didn't take it seriously. So, because he was seeing that they have developed, Yena Kena Upayena, this is all secondary. They have got the main thing he gave them, pleasure of serving Krishna. The rest of the things came automatically. And later they became better actually. They do so expertly, some of them. Even the Vidhi Vidhana, sometimes we have. They do so expertly. You see the video? They are doing initiation ceremony so expertly they start to, they were beginning. So Prabhupada said, that's okay. They are beginning, they are learning all the things. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he saw those, they are not eligible to enjoy the pleasure or love of Krishna because they are too stuck to niyamas. I heard South India is like that, too much stuck to niyamas, not knowing the real pleasure of Krishna consciousness. Correct? This niyama, that niyama, very serious about that. Right hand, left hand, this leg, that leg. You enter a place, right leg, don't enter it, left leg. Somebody told if you stand on the door of the nursing home, they will pull you. So many rules, people are very particular about it. Very particular about it. But the pleasure of Krishna consciousness, they don't know. So such kind of Brahmanas were there, rigid, not knowing the pleasure. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in bliss. And seeing them, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu suppressed those symptoms. Because he did not want to make it cheap. You don't throw coins on a road. You give to somebody worthy. Correct? So Prabhupada says here, in fact, there's a situation of Prabhupada many times in his lectures when he is glorifying the Lord. So much emotions used to come, Prabhupada used to stop the class. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada's guru used to do that. Describing meeting a Rupa Goswami and Lord Chaitanya, he developed transcendental too much bliss, but doesn't want to make it cheap. He stopped the class and walked away. Same thing Prabhupada used to do. He was taking any classes there, and suddenly he was, so many. Recently I was hearing that famous class, I think I told you, Prabhupada says, Bhishma is so great, so great. He wanted to see Krishna at the time of his death. He's so great. And we can see Prabhupada's voice now cracking up. Stops the class. Hare Krishna. And I have seen some people who want to become famous on TV, they do that. And they cry and they sing about Krishna. Krishna. And they, you put some lemon also, you cry. And if you don't put onion, now it's expensive onion. But there's heroes, they do that. Movies, they cry. The point is that you can't make out, because if you want to show those Ashtavikara to the public, your mind will give you a shadow of that. Correct? And you will think you are in the reality. Not that all Sahajis are conscious they're cheating public. They're not conscious. So many people posing as gurus, they show so many symptoms. And they themselves are not aware, they are just Prakita Sahajiyas. They are not fit to be a disciple now. But they pose as gurus. Because why? Why is it there so many people pose as gurus when they're not qualified? The reason is that they themselves are feeling they're advanced, even though they're addicted to forbidden habits. That they're not able to see parallelly. Arey, I'm still having, just like in Bhagavad Gita, what a simple thing is given. What is given? Prajahati yada kama sarva partha manogatan atmani vatmana tushta siddhapagna. So you're a siddhapagna, you're feeling. But why don't you see the first symptom of siddhapagna? That is the first symptom. What is the first symptom? That all the plans of material enjoyment that come to my mind, they are just mithya. Hana? Sarva partha manogatan. Okay, all of us are harassed. We know we are not in the position of a siddhapagna. Guru is a siddhapagna. Yeah. Yesterday it happened, I had gone to a college student, sir, we can accept you as a guru, you can give us diksha. I said, no way. Because at least the day when the first shloka of Siddhapagna I can follow, then I will at least think about that. First shloka I can't follow. Moment a desire for sense gratification comes, whole conscience becomes disturbed. But here the Bhagavad Gita says Siddhapagna means Prajahati yada kama. He rejects it immediately. Correct? Any thought of sense gratification. Just like Yamunacharya was there, no? He says that moment a sex desire comes to a mind, and Prabhupada was there in a class like this and a window was there. He actually spit. And they could see him spitting going. Because he's actually spitting. We're still not spitting. We're still thinking, it's nice. Correct? Suppose somebody gives something in your mouth. Huh? Actually it is horrible, like meat. But still we have taste. He said, spit. This is very nice. We are not able to spit. So similarly, you can switch on the fan, it is terribly hot. So sometimes they are visible in the body of a, switch on both of them, in the body of a first class devotee. Why? For circumstantial reason. Now let us see, how do we know therefore an advanced devotee? So now it is quoted from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now I'll go to the previous verse because I quoted the notes here. You can see properly. This is the shloka. Shanti. Shanti means forgiving. You know, small thing you get upset. What is the spiritual advice? Small thing. A devotee means, if these are all, Prabhupada said, they are visible in a person whose heart the seed of love of God has begun to fructify. Not it has established, begun. Love of Krishna has now manifested in the heart of a person. Therefore, nectar devotion says, no, these are the symptoms. Correct? Eight are there now here. First thing is forgiving. You know, why you're looking at me like that? What do you think of yourself? If these things are there, forget it. Spiritual life has not started. First one. You know, person does small thing, his head doesn't get worked up. And how devotion service can be done actually? Number two, avyartha kalatram. He does not waste a second. Every moment he uses to serve Krishna. Another manifest. Love of Krishna has now manifested in the heart. Although it might have manifested, but now it is unmanifest. Sometimes you see, some time ago it was there. Yeah, it was there. Now fire was started, spark had started, but you bring a bucket and you throw over it. No, so first, Avyartha, he doesn't waste time. He doesn't waste time. He's very careful in taking care of his time. And actually modern civilization has only produced what we call weapons of mass distraction. They produce things just like Prabhupada said, no, radio. What is the purpose? Prabhupada, why did it say the laughter of Maya, the radio? Why Prabhupada said? And now TV, internet are not laughter. They are laughter like a billions laughter. Yes. Billions laughs, no? Great pleasure. For hours they laugh. They're killing somebody. They're like that. So, we should be careful that we don't get trapped by any of the weapons of Maya. Maya means somehow take you away from service to Krishna and put you on something else and simply waste your time. And then next one is Virakti. Virakti, detached from sense gratification. Bhakti paresha anubhava, Virakti anatyasat. The symptoms of advancement are person become detached from any other nonsense thing, which is not anukulya, service to God. Mana shunyata, no desire to accept any respect for himself. There is no. Mana puja pratishtha, no. Prabhupada says that is called humility. Humility doesn't mean walking like this. Humility means not desiring any respect for oneself. That is real humility. And then next, what is that? Asha Bandha. What is the meaning of that Asha Bandha? It is there below. Please read. Forgiveness, concern, the time shouldn't detachment, absence of false prestige. Asha, hope. Great hope. One day I will get Krishna. That Prabhupada says the Rupa Goswami statement. Now we should not think he is on that platform. He is our esteemed master. So what happens? I am only saying as a reflection. I have not realized it. I should realize all things. Prabhupada says they're all our esteemed masters. As realized. So now, Asha, great hope. The Rupa Goswami says, what do I do? No desire to chant the holy names of the Lord, no desire to serve, nothing. But still hope is there. One day Krishna will accept me. So Prabhupada said, yes, that is called hope against hope. And you should have for Krishna. Our condition is such wretched that Krishna should not look also at us. No, still Krishna will look at me. That is hope should be there. Asha should be there. The hope. Certainly Krishna will accept. Eagerness, yes. Then eagerness should be there to serve Krishna. Our taste for chanting the holy name of the Lord. Nama gane sada ruchihi. That is the taste. Whenever I get pleasure to chant, I can chant. Then asaktihi. Attachment to the asakti to what? Discussion of the transcendental qualities. Tad guna khe. Asakti to what? Not to material objects. Today asakti is there, attachment is there to money and woman. No. At that time when you give up that attachment, another attachment will come. Attachment to the transcendental qualities of the Lord. That's like we hear about Shukdev Goswami. What is that? Harer Gunakshipta Matihi. Shukdev Suta Goswami says, my dear spiritual master was so great. His mind was attached to and somebody has to glorify what he will glorify us. Attached to so many nasty things. He says, my spiritual master is attached to the Harir Guna. Affection of those places where the Lord resides. That is called Priti Tada Vasati Stale. You know this shloka? This shloka you have remembered? Very nice shloka. Qualities of a devotee. Shanti Avyartha Kalatvam. Everybody should try to cram. Prishi Tada Vasati Stale. At least every day we remind ourselves how far we are. That is a landmark and where we are. So we are trying to go to those places where the Lord has pastimes. Priti Tada Vasati Stale. Affection those places where the Lord resides. That is the temple or a holy place like Vrindavan. Okay. Even a temple is a holy place. Provided you serve Krishna there, then is a holy place. There's a building doesn't become a temple, even a decoration. Symbols you put of a temple, it's not a temple. You have to serve Krishna there, then it's a temple. And house, it may be a house, but you're serving Krishna, that's a temple. Somebody similarly dress, maybe put all marks of a Vaishnava, you don't serve Krishna, you're not a Vaishnava. And somebody went in pant and shirt, but he's serving Krishna, he's a great Vaishnava. Ramananda Rai was in a dress of a governor, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and embraced him. Correct? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and embraced him immediately. Therefore Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Nake kanti, on the neck there is a kanti mala and there is a tilak on the head. But he's not a devotee, he's a Kali Chela. He's a servant of Kali. They came, their work was to clean up the movement of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore they were very expert. All Prabhupada writes in the purport that all the acharyas have talked about this because it's very much important. Therefore Prabhupada came to Vrindavan, he saw all the Babajis, he said all are neophyte devotees. People worship them as, some Paramhamsas. All neophytes. Go, at least earn your own livelihood, Prabhupada says in one lecture. At least earn your own livelihood. What is this? Going house to house, baking chapatis and having one or two women. At least with this kind of thing, better earn your livelihood. Prabhupada says, all neophytes. These are called anubhava or subordinate signs of ecstatic emotions. This is subordinate signs of ecstatic emotions. They are visible in the person whose heart the seed of love of God has begun to fructify. This is now bhava stage. Because why? The next stage is prema, where love of God will manifest fully. This is at one stage below. Okay? Now we remove this notes and come back. And let us now summarize, proper summary, let us hear. Because Acharya can summarize. If we summarize, we tell what we want to tell. That is called our summary. This is a very nice point. When after any lecture you tell to summarize, you summarize, but you put our idea. we don't summarize actually, if you're not understood. So let us see Acharya's summary. Prabhupada summarizes. The whole process can be summarized as follows. The advanced devotee who chant the holy name of Lord in a perfectly offenseless manner and is friendly to everyone can actually relish a transcendental taste of glorifying the Lord. And as a result of such realization is reflected in the cessation of all material desires, etc. mentioned above. The neophytes, due to their being on the lower stage of devotion service, are invariably envious. Therefore, we see when people are not able to accept a shelter of an acharya, they are actually by nature envious. So much so, they invent their own ways and means of devotion regulation without following the acharya. That is the whole society today. So many jokers are being worshipped in the society today. Correct? True or not? So many jokers are being worshipped in the society. They are not being fit to even being seen. Forget about hearing. But whole society is worshipping so many jokers. Why? Because they are lower stage of devotion. They are invariably envious. And they don't accept the shelter of the acharyas. As such, even if they make a show of constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord, even though we can make a show of that, they cannot relish the transcendental taste of the holy name. Therefore, the show of tears in their eyes, trembling, perspiration, or unconscious, or unconscious, etc., is condemned. I told recently some student, all of you chant 4 rounds. They chanted. So I asked, so thoda concentration se jab kar raha tha, he called up the temple, and suddenly my breathing stopped. He was thinking something happened. From 1 year started chanting 4 rounds, and all bad habits are still around. And what we expect they think, oh yeah. And we have gone, I remember, how many, at least I have heard 10 stories like this, like that, of people going to Vrindavan. मैं वृंदावन में था, एक लड़का आया, मेरे को कुछ बोला, कुछ माँ ये चाहिए, ये सब चला गया. बाद में पता चला कृष्णा आए थे. At least I have heard from 10 people this kind of stories. Very common in North India, because North India there is one problem. Their knowledge is very high they know about Krishna, Rama and all, but personal life is most degraded. South India, you see, they don't know so much about this Krishna Leela, Gopi Leela. They don't know. But at least little regulation is there, some piety is there. Yes. Therefore, Prabhupada himself commented, some culture is remaining in South India. North India, they know a lot. Knowledge means they know even Radha what talks to Krishna, everything, because these things are available. Enough Sahaji is there. But all this, there was one more. Once, I went to one house, and they had all the Sahaji's picture on the wall. Don't know to name, another Sahaji organization is there, very popular. They also talk about Krishna, but full Sahajiyas. And I could know how the training is Sahajiya. Why? The lady told me while giving a donation, that much is there. Not as good as a theist, They gave some donation for the temple. That's why I had gone to their house. Somebody told, go, they will give. I went. The great devotees of Krishna, you go. I said, man. And I saw immediately the pictures of those Sahajiyas, one after another. Sahajiya Parampara is also there. 3-4 are there. It starts with one Sahajiya and 3-4. So then I said, how is everything? I want to tell you something. I said, sunne wala, be ready. One Sahajiya thing you'll hear. And I heard. And I laughed for some time. What? My son yesterday was sleeping on the sofa. Suddenly his hands and legs were turned like Krishna. Hand was there. Some Krishna entered his body, something she was telling, and I didn't want to hear anything more. So they can, however, get in touch. Prabhupada is saying, still, does not matter your Sahajiya or whatever, get in touch with the purity with the Lord and rectify their bad habits. And follow this. Otherwise, if they will continue to be stone-hearted and unfit for any treatment, because that is the whole shloka. Because even after chanting the holy name of the Lord, if tears don't come in the eyes, hairs don't rise in the head, and ecstasy doesn't manifest in the heart, that heart is stone-hearted, made of steel, stone-hearted. A complete progressive march on the return path, okay? They become unfit for treatment if they don't take shelter of pure devotee. The complete progressive march on the return path to Godhead, back to Godhead, will depend on the instruction, the revealed scriptures, directed by a realized devotee. Realized devotee, not theoretical devotee. A realized devotee. If you take shelter of a pure devotee, what will happen? Complete progressive march will happen to where? not to help. Path home, back to God. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.